Today on our 2018 Honda Odyssey, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13370. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. As you can see, the cross tube is visible, but it does have a round tube design to help fit the contour of the vehicle. The hitch does sit nicely underneath the bumper fascia, so you're not going to have to worry about hitting your legs or your shins on it when you're loading or unloading the back of the vehicle. However, you still have plenty of room to get to your hitch pinhole. It's going to be a Class 3. It's going to be 2" by 2". Hitch pinhole is going to be 5/8 in diameter. It is going to have a reinforced collar to help with a little stability on the receiver tube. Has plate style safety chain hookups or safety chain loops. Gives you plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. Going to have a 525-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. And it's going to have a 3,500-pound max trailer weight, which is a trailer plus the load included. Now you can use weight distribution with this. The tongue weight's going to stay the same. However, the trailer weight's going to go up to 5,000 pounds. Now I do recommend checking your owner's manual to make sure your vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. And you're going to want to pick the lowest number between the hitch and the vehicle. Now we will give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a ball mount, bike rack, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 3 inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube will be about 14.5 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. First thing we need to do to begin our installation is we need to lower our exhaust. First we need a safety strap. And you can hang it anywhere that's solid. What I like to do is hang it from the springs because they're easily accessible. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some lubrication and we're going to spray 2 rubber hangers. You're going to have one here, and you're going to have one at the center of the vehicle. Next, we're going to take a crowbar. We're going to start from the one toward the back of the vehicle, and we're going to pry it off of the metal hanger. You can lower it just a little bit. Next, we're going to have 2 plastic push pins for our exhaust deflector. We need to remove that. Take a flathead screwdriver, push right up the center. We'll pry the center out, and we'll get the whole thing. Next, here on our driver's side, we need to remove this panel. We're going to have 4 plastic push pins that we're going to need to remove. Again, flathead screwdriver, you pull down the center, you get the base too. We're going to have a Phillips screw right on the inside of the fender well. Next, we're going to have a nut right up here on the inside. You're going to use a 10mm socket. Then we'll just pull this out, set it aside for now. And here at the back of the vehicle, we're going to be using these 3 holes. You notice these 2 are weld nuts already in the frame. It's always a good idea to clean the threads because they are open to the elements. You want to make sure that you don't cross thread your bolt when you're putting it in. So we'll spray a little bit of lubricant in there. We'll just take a tube brush and run it up through the weld nut just to make sure there's nothing stuck in there. And then we're going to do that on both sides of the vehicle. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pull wire, spacer block, put the spacer block on the wire. You're going to take a carriage bolt and we're going to thread it onto the end of our pull wire. We're going to do what's called a reverse pull. So we're going to stick the bolt up through this hole first, and then we'll stick our spacer block up inside and pull them back through. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So now with an extra set of hands, first we're going to feed our pull wires through the appropriate holes. On our passenger side, we're going to go over top the exhaust. Then we're going to take a hex bolt, conical tooth washer, teeth facing toward the hitch. We'll go ahead and hand tighten one end on each side just to hold the hitch in place so we can put in the rest of our hardware. Now we can finish putting in the remaining hardware. We'll have another hex bolt, mechanical tooth washer here. And we're going to have the same thing on the other side of the vehicle. And here, we'll remove the pull wire. And we'll put on a flange nut. Put a little bit of pressure against that bolt, and it makes it a little bit easier to thread on the nut. And we'll repeat that on the other side. Now we're going to need an 11/16 socket and a 3/4 inch socket. 11/16 socket is going to be for the flange nuts. We'll go ahead and tighten up our hardware. 3/4 inch socket is going to be for our hex bolts. Next, we'll torque all of our hardware to the specifications and the instructions. We're going to repeat that for all remaining hardware. So we'll go ahead and reinstall our exhaust deflector. You're going to take your push pin, push in the center. Feed it through the hole, push in the center. So our panel that goes in here on our driver's side, you have the option to trim it to fit in there. In this case, we're not going to be putting it back in. Now we'll go ahead and get our exhaust back in place. We'll spray the hanger. We'll just slide our hangers back into place. Just like that. Once you have that done, you can remove your safety strap. And that'll do it for a look at and installation on the CURT Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13370 on our 2018 Honda Odyssey.